The story you are about to hear is not just about crime, not just about mystery, not just about a man running from the law. It is about how quiet ambition can grow into obsession, how obsession can shape destiny, and how destiny can twist into a shadow that follows you forever. It begins with a boy who listened more than he spoke, watched more than he acted, and learned early that the world belonged to those who understood its hidden currents. Hello friends, welcome back to the true story on our channel Crime Chronicles US, where America's unsolved mysteries, vanished criminals, and chilling cases come alive. Every story is real, every detail matters, and the truth remains buried in the shadows. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to stay updated with every mystery. Ryan James Wedding was born on a cold morning in January of 1992 in a coastal Oregon town where the sky was always silver and the sea always restless. The people there lived simple lives, bound by tides and seasons, and Ryan's family was no different. His father, Daniel Wedding, was a fisherman who believed that patience was the greatest skill a man could master. He taught Ryan to tie ropes, to mend nets, to wait without complaining, to study the horizon for subtle changes that warned of storms before they arrived. His mother, Elaine, worked in a small diner near the harbor, serving coffee to sailors and truckers, always smiling, always tired. Ryan grew up surrounded by movement, water, and quiet endurance. From an early age, he learned that strength did not always announce itself. Sometimes, it simply waited. In school, Ryan was the child teachers described as polite and distant. He had few friends, but no enemies. He didn't fight, didn't rebel, didn't cause trouble. Instead, he watched how people interacted, how small gestures revealed insecurities, how confidence controlled rooms. He studied human behavior the way his father studied the ocean. He excelled academically without appearing to try. His report cards praised his potential, but no one could say what he truly wanted. Perhaps even he didn't know yet. The first fracture in his life came when he was 16. A violent storm struck the coast, and his father's boat never returned. Search parties combed the waters. Radios called unanswered names. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Daniel Wedding was declared missing, presumed dead. The ocean that had once felt like a teacher now felt like a thief. Ryan watched his mother crumble silently, pouring coffee with shaking hands, returning home to an empty chair and cold dinners. Something changed inside him during that time, something subtle but irreversible. He promised himself that he would never again be powerless, never again be at the mercy of forces beyond his control. At 18, he left town without ceremony. No farewell party, no final hug. Just a note on the kitchen table telling his mother he loved her and would return when he had made something of himself. He boarded a bus to Los Angeles, carrying a backpack, a worn wallet, and the quiet belief that the world would either bend to him or break him. Los Angeles was unlike anything he had known. It pulsed with light, ambition, deception, and opportunity. Here, people reinvented themselves daily. Ryan took whatever jobs he could find, cleaning offices, unloading equipment, assisting event crews. He learned quickly that success in this city was not about talent alone. It was about presentation, about image, about illusion. And Ryan discovered that he had a gift for building illusions. By 22, he was working for a high-end wedding planning company. At first, he carried chairs and cables. Soon, he was coordinating vendors. Soon after, designing entire events. He had an instinct for what people wanted before they asked. He could sense the emotional rhythm of a room, predict when music should rise, when lights should dim, when a moment should feel unforgettable. Couples loved him. Celebrities requested him. He became known for creating weddings that felt like scenes from movies. But beneath the silk tablecloths and crystal chandeliers, Ryan noticed something darker. He noticed how business deals happened at weddings, how powerful people gathered in private rooms, how envelopes passed hands, how certain guests never appeared in photos. He began to understand that weddings were not just celebrations of love. They were networks of influence, markets of trust, safe spaces where powerful people relaxed their guard. By 2016, Ryan James' wedding had become more than a planner. He had become a trusted gatekeeper. He knew who was important, who was dangerous, who owed favors to whom. He arranged private events for people who valued secrecy more than romance. He handled logistics no one asked questions about. He became the man who made things happen quietly and efficiently. Then, Ava entered his life. She arrived at one of his events like a spark in darkness. She was a rising fashion model, graceful, magnetic, surrounded by admirers and whispers. Ryan was captivated. Ava seemed to understand the world of illusion as well as he did. She moved through rooms like she owned them. When she smiled at Ryan, it felt like destiny opening a door. He built her dreams with devotion. Private dinners, rooftop views, fireworks over the Pacific. When he proposed to her on a cliff in Malibu, the sky exploded in color as if nature itself approved. Ava said yes, and in that moment, Ryan believed he had reached the life he once promised himself. But Ava's world carried shadows. Men who spoke in low voices. Men who arrived in expensive cars with black windows. Men who treated Ryan with polite respect, but watched him with measuring eyes. One night, one of those men invited Ryan to a private meeting. He spoke about opportunities, about networks, about money that moved beyond borders, about people who needed someone intelligent, discreet, and capable of handling complex operations without drawing attention. He said Ryan had already proven himself. He asked if Ryan wanted to play a bigger game. Ryan hesitated only briefly. He told himself he was simply expanding his business. Just logistics, just management, just another layer of illusion. From 2017 onward, his life changed completely. He registered companies that existed only on paper. He created event budgets that masked financial transfers. He routed payments through offshore accounts hidden behind legitimate wedding expenses. He coordinated meetings between people who never wanted to be seen together. He became the invisible architect of a massive laundering network, disguising illegal money as celebrations, charity events, luxury gatherings, and destination weddings. He never carried weapons. He never threatened anyone. He never appeared in violent circles. His crime was intellect. His weapon was organization. His camouflage was romance and beauty. By 2018, millions moved through his systems. By 2019, the scale was too large to stay unnoticed. Federal investigators began seeing patterns, a web of shell corporations, repeated names, digital traces linking events across states and countries. They followed trails carefully, quietly, patiently, just as Ryan's father once followed tides. And eventually, they found the center of the web. In mid-2019, a multi-agency task force prepared to arrest Ryan James' wedding. Warrants were issued, surveillance was placed, the net tightened. But Ryan sensed the shift. He always had. 12 minutes before agents entered his penthouse, Ryan exited through a service elevator. No dramatic chase, no explosion, just a man stepping out of one life and into another. By the time law enforcement reached his empty apartment, he was already gone. That night, news channels across the country displayed his photograph. Calm eyes, clean haircut, a polite smile. The headline beneath read, "Luxury Wedding Planner Linked to Major Financial Crime Network." In late 2019, Ryan James' wedding was officially added to the United States Most Wanted list. The boy from the Oregon coast had become a ghost in the machinery of global crime. and the world began hunting him. Once a name enters the most wanted list, it stops belonging to the person and becomes a symbol. It becomes a target printed on posters, repeated in briefings, spoken in hushed voices across investigation rooms. Ryan James' wedding became a story told in law enforcement conferences, in media studios, in whispered conversations among criminals who respected what he had built and feared what he knew. His mother saw his face on television and turned the screen off, then on again, unable to accept that the smiling child who once tied knots with his father now lived in headlines under the word wanted. She never stopped setting a place for him at dinner. Ryan, meanwhile, moved through the world like vapor. Fake passports, altered appearances, cheap motels, crowded trains, border crossings where no one remembered his face for more than a second. He lived under new names, learned new habits, adapted to new cities. He became a shadow among shadows. Years passed. Tips came in, a sighting in New York, a rumor in Mexico City, a blurry photo in Bangkok. Each time, task forces mobilized. Each time, the trail went cold. Ryan's gift had always been reading systems. Now, he used that gift to evade them. But the cost of survival was isolation. He avoided friendship, avoided intimacy, avoided roots. Every time he considered staying in one place too long, he heard the echo of sirens in his imagination and moved on. He aged quietly. Lines formed at the edges of his eyes. His hands grew steady and slow, like his father's once were. Sometimes, in small cafes, he would see couples laughing, planning weddings, dreaming of perfect days. He would smile faintly to himself, remembering the nights he had orchestrated candlelight and music and vows. He wondered if any of those couples knew that the man who built their happiness was now a ghost hunted across continents. He wrote letters he never sent, to his mother, to Ava, to his father, words folded and thrown away. What could he say that would matter now? One evening, many years after his disappearance, Ryan returned to a coastline, not the one he grew up on, but one that smelled similar. Salt, wind, endless water. He stood watching waves roll in and collapse, roll in and collapse, endlessly repeating, endlessly erasing. He realized then that his story was larger than himself, that the world would remember him not as a son, not as a lover, not as a creator of beauty, but as a name on a list, a whisper in criminal history, a legend among investigators. He walked down the beach until his footprints disappeared behind him. No dramatic farewell, no final confrontation, just a man dissolving into the rhythm of the world he once tried to control. Some say he still lives under another name. Some say he drowned himself in the ocean that shaped his childhood. Some say he became an advisor to powers who value minds like his. No one knows. The file remains open. The case remains active. The poster remains printed. And if you ever attend a wedding that feels impossibly perfect, where every detail aligns too flawlessly, where every moment unfolds like it was planned by someone who understood human emotion too well, look around carefully. In the corner of the room, beyond the laughter and music, you might imagine a man with calm eyes and a knowing smile, watching silently. Because stories like his never truly end. They linger, in whispers, in waves, in the quiet name that still lives somewhere in the system, waiting to be closed. Ryan James' wedding. So friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Crime Chronicles US for more chilling unsolved mysteries from across America. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next story.